Welcome, episode 8 of DTRX. Now in this episode we're going to be working on the front of the car again. Finish off our fixings on the front of the wings here, which is literally just weld a bolt. We're going to be cleaning up what's left of the inner wings, stripping out all of the front suspension so we can bare that off and get that painted so it all looks pretty under there. We'll send off the arms for powder coating, which obviously will be a later date, that will come back. We've got some shock absorbers that I've got to go on, which is exciting stuff. They're currently being built. So yeah, we're going to be tidying up, possibly a little bit of paint at the end, but we'll see how we go today. Just depends how quickly that all happens. So let's just get on with it. Enjoy the video. So we've got our front end all on here. We just need to drill 2 holes at the front so I know where to weld the nuts onto the bottom. And they're going to be a 9mm hole, and then I'm going to bolt the nut, I should say, up under the bottom, so that makes that quick release. If you've seen the last episode, on the same gist of what we've done on the rest of the front panel. So I'm just going to drill those now. A little bit of noise. Okay, time for the next size up. Here goes nothing. That's one side, now to the other. There we go. So now we know where they've got to be. We can take that front off. I'm quite happy to weld the nuts on the back of that and just go for it. I'm going to slot these, so we've got a little bit of forward and back adjustment, same as the ones up there, just in case. I don't know how that door's going to fit still. It's sort of a bit of guesswork, but we'll figure it out. So we can get that front off, throw that out of there, out of the way, and then start stripping this front end out, ready for a bit of paint. So in terms of shock absorbers, which I mentioned earlier on, there isn't a great deal of option for a Mk2 Fiesta, believe it or not. So I've gone for gas shocks package that they do. They'll build a set of shock absorbers to our spec. Obviously the rear shock absorber is going to be a little bit different because we're going to be running a trailing arm setup. So they're going to be a little bit custom. As for damping rates and stuff, I don't know. It's not really my area of expertise. All I know is a shock absorber is best when it's working, and that's all I can give you on that one. I ain't got the foggiest. Spring rates, yeah, I'll play about on them. Yeah, I know where I'm going with that. Well, I think I know where I'm going with it. Wrong, probably. But that's the case, trial and error anyway. Pull that out of there. So yeah, it's a 4-week lead time for that. So they're going to be a little way away. And obviously we've got to get front arms powder coated. So that's going to be a little time. A bit of waiting around. But in that meantime, there's nothing to stop us doing the rear suspension. So I will make a shifty with that, get on with that. Hopefully we'll get somewhere. I would like to do a track day this year, but that happens, that's great. If it doesn't, then we'll be turning up next year with an untested car. How bad can it be? Probably quite bad, actually. But anyway, we'll figure that out. I can't see it. That is that. That's all the fixings out. I will have to drill a hole at the bottom there just to get a lower fixing in, but if I have to do that when it's painted, then I'll do it when it's painted. I'm not really that bothered about it now. I haven't got anything to put it in anyway, so. That should, a little bit of jiggery pokery, lift off there now. So that's a well-practiced routine now, isn't it? We know how to get that off. And that's obviously left us with 2 clear holes that we need to weld a nut on the bottom. A little bit of straightening out to do, a little bit of cleaning up, and then a little bit of paint. So, yeah, let's do it. So we're going to put it up onto trolleys now, so we can get all this front suspension out of the way. So it's exciting times actually. I've noticed that some of the drivers have been put on the Facebook site for Retro Rallycross. It's good to see some old faces returning. I can't wait to be joining that list, but obviously that's a year away yet, so well, if we hurry up, we'll be 2 years away. But yeah, please check out Retro Rallycross's page on Facebook. It's always worth a look for some news and obviously get the lowdown on some of the drivers. Also release a video just introducing new drivers. I think there's a video on John Cross, I think it's on their YouTube page. It might be worth a look if you're into that kind of thing. He's built a BMW for the task. Looks like a lovely bit of kit. So the question is, how quickly can we get this front end stripped out? Give us a bit of a head start when it comes to our welding and a little bit of paint. So I've got my tools laid out. I'm just going to go for it and see what happens. Ooh, throw it all on the floor. That's that. Top out of there. Right, that's that. Polybush. Put that back together for the time being. That's that. Got drawer shaft issues both ends by the look of it. So we can get this door out of the way now. Just so I can paint back to a point where I can bolt everything back together and the pillar will be nice painted and I can just blend into it. It's not going to matter in here. I'm not that fussed. It's been like stone chips and stuff, which is a bit grim, but it'll be fine. It's inside of a door shut. So I've just got to take them out now. That is door off. Obviously we'll pick up the plates later. Right, dirty bit time. I'm going to get our little cut brush now and get rid of all the sealer underneath there. That's going to take a while. So it is really thick under there. I'm going to save some weight at the very least. I'm not going to be able to get it all off. I might start at the front there so you can just see a little bit more of the action, but it's a lot of work. That's hard work. That looks something a little like that. I'm going to weld that onto there, and then that will be a little bracket for our brake hose. It's not going to be as strong as an original one, but it'll be all right. That's on there, nice and strong, and that will hold our brake pipe in situ. I will have a little grind up, just get most of the metal back off it because it doesn't need to be back built up, but yeah, that'll do that. So I just want to get a couple of little zaps on it, I don't want that falling off. we go, she's going nowhere now. Now we're going to sand that down a bit of 180, just to key it nicely for our primer to go on. And then we'll mask it all out and just blow some primer over it and a little bit of white, and make it look a bit neater, hopefully. But yeah, let's get on with it. So this is a bit of Amorite Cure Rust. It's good stuff, I find. So I'm just going to brush this on a few crusty bits and it'll just turn black where it's reacting with the metal. So, 3 hours later, waiting for our rust stuff to dry so we can overpaint it. As you can see, got it all masked out. That happened by magic when I weren't here. The pixies come in and done that for me. So, just got to blow that over with a bit of primer. I have put the tiniest amount of sealer down in these edges. Tiny, tiny. Just to stop any water getting behind there. And by the time we've painted it, it's going to have a nice little layer of paint on it anyway. I want to put some bolts in the threads just to stop them getting painted. So we've got our sacrificial bolts from earlier. We'll stick those in. I wasn't going to get time to do both sides. So I thought I'd polish that side off, get that done and painted, and then that will leave me happy and have more enthusiasm to do this side, which has got a bit of work to be done up the back edge area. It's had a plate welded in it. I want to get rid of it. I'm going to take that off, flush a bit in nice. So I thought we'd just concentrate on this side for now, get this finished off, and then come back next week and do the other side. So put bolts in there. I'll just stop the paint going down in the threads. So I'm just going to use the air line to blow through all my holes which I've got exposed that go into a box section, just to blow out any dirt and dust that were going to be in there, as that will come out and go all in your paint. So we just want to lightly dust that on, just so we don't get any reactions on there. So we're ready for our second coat of that primer. As you can see, it's a little bit wishy-washy, but we've only done a little coat to build it up really. Build it up slow and then we shouldn't have any problems. Getting better. I think we're ready for our first coat of colour. Just do one good little look. What did we paint last? It's up here, I think. That's all nice and dry, so same again, just want to dust it on nice and slow. Don't want any dramas. It's shiny time, so we've got a bit of a lacquer mixed up in our gun. This is a new gun. I've never used before, so I don't know how this is going to work. Seems to put it on very nice, so I guess we'll find out. Obviously the base coat's all nice and set. And we'll bang our lacquer on now. Perfect. And that will do it a treat. Right, let's get some more on that. So that's our finished product on our inner wing for our Fiesta. It's come out all right, very shiny, blended in, bit of a treat in there. That looks nice enough, nice and high gloss. A bit up there. I'm quite happy with that. Overall, as a finished product, it looks pretty good. It'll look nice once it's got suspension bits all powder coated and bolted back in there. A little bit crinkly on the inner wing, obviously we knew that, but that has tidied that right up. So that brings us to a close on this week's video. We've got one very shiny inner wing, which I'm really happy with. That's gone really well. This one requires a little bit more work, which you'll see in the next episode, which will be next week for me. We'll clean that up, do much the same. I can actually, now we've got it on skates, that didn't work. Now we've got it on skates, I can hopefully move the car over and then give us a bit more room this side. So I'm not up against the bench and crushed. But yeah, that's gone really well. We've got a lot to think about in regards of hubs and suspension and shock absorbers. Obviously we've got on order. Brakes as well. I think we've got a different caliper left to right, which is great. So I'm gonna have to figure something out with that. And obviously I showed you the damage on the hubs. I'm gonna have to sort all that out as and when. We'll get these front bits sorted out, tidied up. Like I say, I might have a little play under the bonnet there and just neaten that up as well. That's something for later on. But yeah, we've had a bit of everything in this one. We've had a bit of strip, we've had a bit of welding, we've had a bit of grinding, we've had a little bit of cut brush action, and we've had a bit of paint. Bit of everything in this video, and it'll be much the same again next week when we do that side. It's exciting times. It's nice to see something a bit shiny and it's coming together how we wanted. Just need the rest of it to look like that and I'll be happy. So I don't know yet, I might, depending on the time next week, we'll see how we get on with repairs that side. If it takes a long time, then it'll just be that side on its own. If it's looking like it's going to be pretty quick, then I might get the front painted. Managed to get this far in this video. If you haven't done already, please make sure that you like and subscribe. It does me the world of good. It pushes us in the right direction and also gets us on the algorithms. We're still very new to all this YouTube stuff. So if there's anything you'd like to see different, give us a shout, hit me up. We'll try and work with you guys. At the end of the day, it's all for you. Thank you very much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.